First time I've streamed in bloody like a month or something. I don't know. I haven't done a video. I haven't done anything in a month, and this has been difficult to do. And I don't know. The family's asleep. I don't know how loud to talk. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. So the best thing you can do is just keep doing it, and then desensitize yourself to it, and then eventually you don't care anymore. So I'm going to do some coding. I was going to just sit here and just do it, and I thought I'm going to do it online. Why don't I just do a bloody stream, and then whoever's watching can check this out and go, oh, you code, do you? You do coding and stuff. But anyhow, so I'm going to code, and I'm just going to say what I'm doing as I'm coding, I suppose, and then we'll see how it goes. But the thing I'm going to code at the moment, and this thing that I'm coding, let me bring up my screen. Here we go. So this isn't what I'm coding. I've already coded this. I don't know. It's interesting. And then I've got like this one here, small version, and then I've got this one here. But what I'm coding is this. Oh no, not this. I've coded this already as well. But anyhow, this is cool because check this out. This is a proximity style audio thing, right? So check this out. I'll scroll down. I don't know if it'll come up actually. Let's see what happens in my desktop audio. There we go. And then as I scroll out again, it's gone. You don't get it on websites, do you? You don't get it on the website where as you're scrolling, something comes in and it goes away again. There's no audio on websites these days. It used to be the case back in the old days, about 15 years ago, 20 to 15 years ago. But anyhow, so what I'm doing now is I decided to take the proximity thing a little bit further. So I'm just going to reload this. One of the things that happens when you have audio playing on your website is if the person lands on the website straight away, if my daughter wakes up, I've got to go straight to bed because I'm going to have to bloody lie next to her until she goes to sleep again, and then so I'm waiting for, I don't know, I'm probably waking them up. I don't know what's going on. Anyhow, so yeah, when you go onto a page directly, you can't play audio straight away. There has to be human interaction. So that's what this pop-up, this very basic pop-up's about. And then when I click accept, now this is my proximity circle. And that's pretty cool, isn't it? So what I'll do is I'll turn off my, I'll turn my big screen, right? Actually, I'll turn my big screen off. So I'm just going to keep it like all my background noise. So I'll keep it so it's just this. set the proximity to whatever I want. And if I come out of this page, because it's got a bug in it that I've got to fix as well. If I go back into this page, you watch this, or listen. So you get this track, but then check this out. Oh. It's still buggy. Oh, because I've got to do this, and then accept, then it'll all work. So I've got to fix this. No, it just doesn't work at all now. Let's find out if there's a console error. Alright, so yeah, something's completely messed up on it now. Alright, I better fix this. Anyhow, so yeah, so what I've done is I've got two things to work on. Number one is the proximity. I am using a promise to return information back to the item that wants to use it, and I think I shouldn't do that because I've got all this crap that I have to write that is when the proximity sends information, it basically sends an object, and I'll show you. I will show you what it does. Let me console log out some rubbish. Here it is. Right. So as I move, I'll take the other two out as well. The other two items, just for now. Let's take these two things out. There we go. Just got one item now. So let's accept that. Okay, let's clear this. Now as I move the cursor around, you can see here that we've got an object that comes through and it says active is false, because I'm in this area here. So active is false. The hypotenuse is 690, which is the distance of the mouse to the center, which is, you know, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And so now I've got the distance from the cursor to the center of this circle. So that's what that is. And it's really that straightforward. If I set this to be a radius of 400, so 800 diameter, when the hypotenuse is less than 400, then it's obviously within the circle. So that's all it is. And then what I do is I provide it with a value, and it will then work out the distance from, or the radius, and it will give you a percentage of the value you provide to it, and how far the mouse is in, it will give you the percentage of that value. So if you want a number between 0 and 500, and then you've got like a radius of say 200, however close you are to the center, it will give you a number between 0 and 500, so that you can do volume, which is from 0 to 1. So I've given it a value of 1, and you watch, if you won't really be able to see this actually, I'll zoom this right in. Here we go. So you can probably see it now, but you can see active, false, hypotenuse 682, value 0. But as the cursor goes in, you'll suddenly see that value change, and it'll go between 0 and 1, which is how you do volume in JavaScript. It's from 0 to 1, so 0. 0.1, 0.1, 0.2, 0.5 is like, obviously 50% of the total volume. So watch this. Oh, hang on, let's scroll it all. Let's clear this and then I'll do this. There you go. Look. So as I get close to the outside, you can see that it's true. The active state is true. The hypotenuse is less than 400. The value, if I come halfway here, so that's about halfway to the circle, look. So that's 0.5, that's about right. It's that easy. It really is. Now the thing is that I have to check this object that gets sent. I don't really need to send this object. I don't need to send whether it's active, and I don't need to send. I mean, I could send the hypotenuse. I could send that information just because it's there. But I definitely need to send the value back. But I don't need. I'm sending the active state, and I just don't think I need to do that. Because what I'm doing is in the actual code, when it does a callback, I am then taking that value and checking to see if if this has become active or not, and then I'm having to do, if it's active, then set a flag, and then if I'm obviously keeping within here, don't keep doing the same thing over and over again. Just get the volume, please, instead of setting this item to become red. So I'd rather do all that sort of active stuff in one place, which is the proximity. So let me see, where's, okay, that's it. So I've got a proximity service, and it's really small. This is the proximity service. This is it. This is bloody small. So what I'll do is I'll create a new proximity class. I send the element, which is, and then I send data, which is a callback. The length, which is the value. Oh no, sorry, the length is the distance. Is this? Let's just double check. Yes. The type, which is you've got an option of scroll or mouse. At the moment, I've only got mouse, but I've put scroll in just to be clever. And then value, which is the value, which could be anything. So at the moment, I sent it the value of 1, which you will see on here. No, you won't see it here. Okay, you'll see it on the components. So I send the value here of 1. So this is me sending the object. So there's the callback. And then there's the length, which is the radius, which is this, 400. And then we've got audio. So I've chosen a track, which is one of these. So I'll put muffled, whatever. This would come out into another library somewhere else, but for now I've just got it in there. But the problem is this callback is just too big and unnecessary. This callback information, most of it should be in a proximity service. If it is a service, I don't know. So I've got the event where I do the mouse move. For now, I have the service. Every time you create a new object, it creates a new mouse move event. I feel like there should be only one mouse move event attached to this, and that it loops through an array of functions. That's what I think should happen. Right, I don't know what happens to the web page if there's say I've got about 100 proximity items. What happens if I've got 100 mouse move events happening? That's probably not going to be good. So for now, I've got the mouse move event, just like one's created for every single object. But I will create a mouse move event outside of this, which I should be able to get out through the service, so I can actually get at that and do what I want to it. But the actual object, the class, yeah, I think that should just generate a function that's put into an array, a proximity array, and then those functions are called. That kind of makes sense. And yeah, all of this actually, function, yeah. I wonder how I'd figure that out, because I'm doing a class. It's all new to me, this class thing. I'm normally used to doing a prototype, but even in a prototype I'll be like, how do I send that function? Anyhow, so I've got this here. I feel like this should actually do this checking. And what I think this code should do is this code should go just listen for events. Am I active? The activate event, which would turn it, like I can put whatever I want in there, and at the moment I set a class to this which makes it red. And so there'll be an activate event, then there will be an event which is fired while it's active, and that event will be the cursor position, so that'll send this object. So the object won't be sent while I'm out here, but the minute I go in here, the object gets sent. And it activates. And then after it's activated, it'll then continue to send the object. When I leave, there'll be an event to say deactivate. And then that's it. Yeah, deactivate. So basically there'll be three events. Activate the constant motion within this, and then deactivate. And that'll be great because then anything else that uses the proximity, all it needs to do is send an object which will end up looking like this. And I'll probably send it. Let me see. I'd have to, because the thing I'm looking at is how to create your own bloody. So let's just say we'll call it event name or something. I don't know. Oop. Event name. Cheese, whatever. But this is the object I send to it, and then that's it. Some of this stuff is about just setting up the variables, initializing it, generating the proximity radius for this particular proximity block, and then this is getting the proximity service or setting it. This is just about finding all the proximity items that are there. So it sort of looks like a load of code, but actually there's not too much going on. But yes, it'll be something like that, but I just need to check something out in a custom events. So I always have to keep checking code. I've done this before, but I just forget it. Right, here we go. So we've got const here, cat found equals new custom event, animal found. So that's creating a custom event, and there's the detail. And then I've got object of add event listener, so that'll be the object that I send to it. Do I send an object to it? I don't, so I'll be sending the object to it as well. So add an appropriate event listener. And then, so that's animal found. What's it got this shit here? I just want one. Anyway, so console.log e.detail.name. Okay, and that's it. And then you've got, oh wow, so you can actually have two different variables, dispatch event. So I can actually look for the same event listener and actually get two different. Yeah, I'm not gonna be trying to be clever like that. I'm literally gonna add event listeners for three different things. I could have detail type. But no, that's just it's just gonna add complexity to someone who's trying to use it, even though it's generally just me. But I always think about someone else using it. So, can anyone read this? I don't know. Everyone's in bed right now. I'm literally doing this to myself. Hello, everyone. I feel like I've been drinking, but I haven't. I'm just drinking water. Right. New custom event, animal found. I'm setting this variable here, dispatch event, dog found. Okay, good. So this is all perfect. And this needs to know the object. Right. Okay, let's have a look then. So this needs to create a new just let me get this back again because we need this code. I'm not going to bother with the audio track thing just yet. Set events. I definitely need to send the object, so let's send the element through. This dot element. Oh, I've got jQuery in here as well, so anyone can scoff at the fact that I've got jQuery in, but I just need to smash stuff out quick. I can de-jQueryify it quite easily. But for me, it's just quicker to do the jQuery stuff because I have to keep looking things up. How do I do this? How do I do that? I just want to just get stuff done because I'm just prototyping right now. So I'll send this element. I wanted to try and keep it alphabetical. EFG, yeah. What was the first one? Callback. Element. This element. So basically that is this element. Okay. So let's get into the code. And we've got element. What shall I do? I'll just do this. That's just an empty object. Maybe. Don't know. Element data, blah, 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 blah. Oh, element's here. I've already got the element. Excellent. I don't need to send it then. Perfect. Let's take that out. Let's get rid of element. Let's have a look. Yes, I was sending this element through. That is perfect. Okay. I'm being daft. Right, in that case, let's set this up then. New custom element. Mouse move. Okay, this dot set. I think I need to do this first. This dot set custom events. Okay, so I'm still doing var and stuff for some reason. I've got let here, but right, const cat found. I need to give this an ID. And this needs to know about it, or does it? No, it doesn't. Yeah, I need this. This line needs to be in the code, so this needs to be in here. So I create the object here. Animal found. I feel like I should be doing something like what is that thing that you can do where do that function return that I equals 0, return function return I plus equals 1. Is that right? So that little piece of shite right there should provide me with what is it? Just counter. Is that right? Let me try that in here. counter, 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 counter. So I've got a new ID every time. Excellent. Okay, so there's counter, and what I do is, so we've got getters and setters. So I guess get is before, is it? Get don't really want to for now I'll just type this as it is. Get event names. This is ridiculous. This.id equals counter. Yeah, this proximity should be usable by anything, so I want to be writing the least amount of code possible. Absolutely bloody hate arrow functions and no parentheses. I just hate it. Like, I know when to use it, and then you can use it, or you can't, or you don't use it, whatever. Right, so we've got that, and then what would we be doing? Activate would be 1, and then that would have the ID, because this is like 1. It starts off as no, it starts off as 1, I think. Yeah. So you'd have that, this dot element, and then you'd have like deactivate, and you'd have this dot element. In zone, whatever. But the difference is that when it fires the event, it has to fire the event directly to this. Don't know. I mean, I could get the value, and this is why I've got the get event name. So this could set the event names. Set custom events. That's this. Const deactivate. Suppose I can leave that like that. Right, let's have a look. Let's get on here again. Dispatch event. could send to it the callback for all the different things that I needed to do, like maybe I don't need to do the events. I could send it like 3 different callbacks. What to do when it's the activation, what to do when it deactivates. It's just a question of which one's cleaner. This one is sort of dirty because I'm having to create a different event name. I wouldn't have to do that here. Do I send to it 3 callbacks? I really wanted to do like events, but let me get some tunes on down here. The old classic. I am just staring into the ether. This is what happens generally. I've got a bit more pressure because I've got no one watching me right now. Okay. So I'm going to take these out. I don't think I need to do the event thing, because that's just adding stupid stuff in here. I don't need this counter. I don't need that. I don't need the custom events. Set custom events. I don't need to get event name. That's good. That's just reduced all that down. Set events. Set custom event. Hold on. Yeah. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Brilliant. Back to a small bit of code again. Yes, I need this stuff in here. So we find out if this is active here. I might as well deal with it here and call the relevant stuff. Okay, yep. Right, so we've got callbacks. We have the active CB callback. Let's send to an arrow function in this instance. What else? We then have the zone callback. And then we have the deactivate callback. Whoops. So I'll put that one there. Right, so they're the 3. This one won't need to happen anymore. So now I've got to pull this out and figure out what the bloody hell to do with that in here. So the proximity radius state is false. So this is stuff I shouldn't need to figure out. I'm going to copy this into here. Because that's where that sort of lives. And then I'm going to pull out of here what I don't need and put it into the correct thing. So that is setting it to active. So that's the active callback. That's nice and clean and easy. We then, what do we do when we make it inactive? We need to set the volume to, so we remove the class active, and I set the volume to the proximity data value, which is, so I need to send the proximity data through on this, and I probably don't know, it looks like I don't, well, I could send it through to this one anyway. I'll send proximity data through regardless. Proximity data, zone callback, proximity data, definitely. And that is this. So there we go. So they're my 3 callbacks. And then this stuff is all about have I used that already? Yes, that's already used. So this is the logic that is left. Sorry, this is the logic that's left and needs to really be in here. So proximity data, my data callback. Okay. Const equals silly me. Inside is inside is within is inside is within is inside. There we go. So that's great. We've then got the hype. I could probably just set this to a bloody object. Let's just do this. Const data. Let's just do proximity data. I've created my object. There it is. So let's do this. We're not using the callback anymore. Let us comment this callback out. And actually let us send this through. Let's plonk that into here. This is the main looper. Let's comment all this out. And then let's go into here and figure out what we're doing. Oh yeah, that's it. So I need to active callback, deactivate callback, and zone callback. Proximity data, yes. Okay, good. Okay. So if this proximity data is active, so if this is active, and then if proximity radius state, which is something that I set up here, which by default is false. Let's see if that's used anywhere else. It's just used here, that's great. So I will set that up here. So this proximity radius state is false. If it's active, then if this proximity radius state, then carry on doing your thing, else proximity radius state equals true. And then I think it still did something here and I shouldn't have deleted that. Oh, hold on, let me copy this. Oh no, I don't have to worry about this. So that's it. If the proximity data is active, which when I'm inside it always will be, it will run through here and it'll say if the proximity status is true, this is where I put my looping business. So this is where I call my.data. Oops, what? Could I just type it in? My.data. Actually, I don't have to do it in here, do I? Yeah, I do. Okay, my.data. Zone callback, because this is the loop. No, it isn't. This is the setter. So this is activate callback. And I send to it proximity data. Beautiful. And then here is the looper. So this is the zone callback. And this is the deactivate callback. And we set that to my as well. My. I'm sure people will do shortcuts and they can shortcut one off as much as they want. I don't care. So there we go. So I'm going to delete this now, don't need that. Proximity data. And then that's it. So that's clean still. I think that's clean. So now I've got an object, proximity, which checks the cursor to see how close it is to that item. It will then just make you freeze on the spot. No, it will then once it's set up, it will have the 3 events or the 3 callbacks, activate whatever. It will then, as you move the cursor around, it will keep checking. But the minute it's in the zone, it will then start working out the calculations, and it will send relevant information. So if I'm outside the circle, it will not run anything except just looping in here to check on things, to see if proximity data is active. If it's not active, then it'll do nothing. Well, actually, proximity data is active. I don't need this to fire every time. Oh yeah, that's it. Else, and then it checks to see if the state is true. If it's not true, then it'll do nothing. So basically, if it's not active and the proximity radius state is not active, it will just run through that and run through that and say see you later. And that should work nicely actually. And then we've got this here, so we've got the state false. I don't need that anymore. So we're going to get rid of all instances of this. Let's get rid of this. I like to see stuff like that just getting deleted. So this is the setting up of this object. This is clean. This is cleaner. Proximity radius defined. Okay, so that is the proximity radius, which is this thing. So let's see if it works. Oh, it's working. It's working. So I'm inside of here and it's firing, yeah? I come out. It's not firing anymore. It doesn't fire. Let's do a test very quickly. It worked first time. That's great. So let's have a look. Let's do a console log. And we'll call this one. We'll do callback. Well, it already says callback. I'll just do that. There we go. Deactivate. Woo. What? Deactivate. And then let's stop this from... Where's my looper for... Oh, there it is. Right, you ready? So now... Nothing happening, nothing going on. No events, no console log. It's working now, but there's no audio. Ah. I'd need this not to do anything while it needs this. Oh no, it doesn't care. It doesn't care. What does it? No, it doesn't care. This thing does not care about the fact that the audio hasn't loaded. It doesn't give a crap. The item that is receiving the data is the thing that gives a crap. So that's good. So it doesn't matter. Though it sort of does actually, because... No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. Anyhow. Right, so... Here we go. So I'm moving around outside of here. Nothing's happening. I go into there just a little bit. We've now got zone callback, and you can see zone callback is just, look at that, every time I move. Right, and then as I leave, deactivate callback. There you go. Activate, zone callback, deactivate callback. Brilliant. Brilliant. So that's good. That is very good. So I didn't need the custom event thing. That's fine. Icon, bloody icons. Okay, I'm happy with that. That is good for now. So that is one thing taken care of tonight that I wanted to take care of. The other thing I want to take care of before I start looking at character animator, which I'll do offline, is... How long have I been on for at the moment? I don't even know. I can't see anything. 49 minutes. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to fix the issue where I've got like 2 other tunes that are not running right now. And I don't know why. So I'm going to bring these 2 back. And now there should be just tons of stuff going on. Because check this out. I go into there. Go into there. But I've also entered there, look. So now there's a whole load of zone things going on. It just works. Anyhow. So this audio is not working, this audio is not working. And I don't know why. This one does. So now let's turn off these console logs. That's good. I like that. Nice and clean, and yeah, I think the events wasn't going to work because I was going to have to do all this stupid stuff to give bespoke events for everything, and that's just ridiculous. I prefer this. I could still have it for an event to say audio is playing. If anything needs to pick up on the fact that audio is playing, I don't know. You can do all these things. Anyhow, so now we've got to look at tracks, audio track. So let me turn the service, get rid of that service because that's not needed now. We now have to look at why the track's not running. Right, so this is my debugging coming up here. First track item 3 is playing. True, what? Okay, so here we go. So when I first load a track, or sure, yeah, when I first load some audio, the audio list length is 0. So it renders first track item. This track audio activation. Then runs through all of this crap, which is just horrible. But this is what brings the pop-up. This is what shows that pop-up. And then when I've accepted that, that's the create. I send this to it. That's the text and everything. Pop-up show. That returns a promise, so that when I've clicked it, is that right? Pop-up promise. Yeah, show. That returns a promise that resolves on click, whatever. I don't know why that works, because the click event's inside the promise. Yeah, I guess because the click event exists inside of it, it just doesn't. It just seems weird to me, but I can sort of see why it works. So show promise, show there. Show promise then. So I click it. Pop-up active flag is true. Oh, that's on the show. And then when I do the promise, the pop-up active flag is false. I assume I set it to false at some point. Oh no, it just gets removed. Shouldn't I set that to false? I guess it doesn't make any bloody difference after that point. Okay. So audio works flag, so that's like just outside of the actual class. So this is a shared variable that's private to this function, and is available to all audio track classes. So once I've clicked that, all the other code has already loaded itself, which means that clicking that makes no difference for this. So these won't run at all. But I could have sworn that within here I actually do that. So let's have a look. Let's show the audio list. Yeah, so I'll show. And then is playing true is rendered 3 times, which is me checking here. Is playing, return this audio track dot, not this audio track dot paused, which means it's playing. So I guess the question is it playing and the volume isn't working? It couldn't be that, could it? Let's do get audio list function return. Oh, yeah, that's right. proximity. Oh no, it's not that. It's a bloody service, I think. Yep. Dot audio track dot get audio list, which returns those. If I do get audio list dot, no, like 2 dot is playing, false. Okay, so let me click on this. Still false. Am I on the right thing here? Where's bloody... Okay, there. No. Where is it? Here it is. This is one of those things that makes your brain go a bit fried. So this audio track dot paused. So this is checking if it's paused. Because I've got this here, it's saying it's not paused. It's saying it's playing. So this is saying it's playing. But it's returning false. Which means that it's paused. So that means that this is true, but this makes it false. So let me try 1. Let me try 0, which is true. So it's showing us true. So let me do this. But all 3 are saying here that is playing is true. Okay, so that's 1. That one's saying false. Oh, you sausage. Let's see what it does now. Okay, so number 1 is playing. That one isn't, and that one isn't. Okay. Well, how come it says that all 3 are true? Is playing. Why is it saying? I don't need to do the bloody my, do I? Just audio list item. That's right, because at this point it's still not playing yet. So all 3 aren't playing. So this loops through. It's not playing the audio. Oh, I'm being daft, aren't I? Am I being daft? Oh my god. And the thing is, okay, yeah. I'm being bloody stupid. I was checking if it was playing. If it's playing to then start playing it, that's stupid. Anyhow, so there we go. So what happens is every one of these proximity things, which shouldn't be a proximity now, this is an audio proximity. This officially is the audio proximity. Let's just get rid of that, I don't need that right now. So this really is an audio proximity component, and what that does is that uses doesn't really do anything to do with proximity, just to be honest with you. Don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. Yeah, so this is like an audio component, and it uses the proximity service and it uses the audio track service. And all the audio track service cares about is that it's sent audio to play. And if it can't play it, then it caters for that by doing a pop-up, which I can then make great later on, but for now the pop-up just looks like this. That's just, you got the create, I don't need that function anymore. So we've got the set volume, we've got the is playing, we've got the audio active. Audio activation, play audio. Let's take that out. Failing above, do nothing. Once activated, all audio times will be checked and activated. Okay. I'll leave that there, yeah. So, what happens is you create an audio track instance and then send the audio file, audio type, which will be sound effects or music. I can send to it other stuff later, like, you know, the loop or whatever, but for now that's all just preset stuff. The volume by default is 0. Then what it does is it looks at the audio list length, because it wants to check if it's the first item that's being added. So the first item it will show as 0. So it will add the first item and it'll do this audio activation because it knows that it needs to do that. Because you could be landing on this page for the first time. Now I've just landed on this page by clicking here. And again it's not working, that's not working, so this is another bloody issue. So I'm back to where I was before, which is if I load the page, it only works. I've got both running at the same time. So that works if I do that, but if I come out of the page and then go back to it, only one works, the other two don't. And I don't know why. That's the thing I needed to fix. I thought I was going to be fixing that. So I do need to fix that still. What's the time? Nearly it's 1 minute to 12. Anyhow, so yeah, so what this does is it runs through, it finds the first item, it does the audio activation, which is this function. All of this. This then checks to, it does a play, but it sets a promise, and then if this isn't working, the promise checks and does the failure thing. Oh no, this is the it's working, so great, off you go, the audio flag works, cheers. If it fails, then it does this, and this then does the pop-up, makes you interact with the pop-up, and then with the promise it then removes the pop-up, sets the flag to true, runs through all the audio list items that have been run and stored in that array, and it plays them. So now what's going on is when I go to a page and then come back to here, it's a different story because there's interaction. So I've hit this, it's gone, thanks very much, it's gone to this .audio activation, so it comes here. It then runs this, great. It then does the console, oh, and because it's waiting for this, maybe that's what it could be, audio promise. So because it's waiting for a promise now, it's asynchronous, which means the other code has run and these are now stored and not playing. I thought that they would just run through and just activate, but that's not the case. So I probably need to activate all audio files. We will set that to a function. Activate audio files or audio. Activate audio list items. Is that right? Is that too long? Don't know. Dot. There we go. Which actually means that I don't need to worry about doing this. That's a mute thing. So I am going to try this again, and I don't expect to have fixed it, but what I expect is that this works still. Good, that one works. Oh, well that works as well. What? Oh yeah, because I click on this. Okay, right, now let's come out of here. Now let's go back to here. So that should work. That doesn't work, that doesn't work. Works, excellent. So I don't need this. Good, I like deleting code. I like deleting lines of code. Value, do we use value? Do we use value here? Don't need value. Okay, so we need to run through, and it's great because this checks to see if ones are playing and it just leaves the ones that aren't. Later on I'll check to see if loop is an option. If it's loop is set to false, then don't play it or whatever, I don't know. Don't do anything, just leave it. Or auto start or whatever is set to false, you know, or true or whatever. Okay, so so it runs this. In the meantime, the audio flag is true. Yes, let's have a look. Here. The audio list is 0. It runs this. I feel like yeah, because it's the first item that sets it to true, so it will always run this. So it comes to here, it tries this out, the audio promise comes back as true and sets the flag to true. Now the other things have already run through and not even run this. Yeah, the other ones have come through, the audio flag isn't true, this isn't true, and so they'll have run through here and they will do nothing. In the meantime, it looks like this has run through. Let's see how many times this runs through console.log. So there's 3 audio list items, but if I come out of here, go to radio, I'm expecting 1. I need to remove this track promise complete as well. Yeah, it's not run at all. I'm being daft. I probably need to set this here. I think that'll be it. I think that'll do it. Right, you ready? Excellent. That is some, maybe some clean code, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Let's get rid of that output stuff. Get rid of that. Console. Goodbye. Oh, I put rejected already. Rejected. Accepted. Rejected. There we go. Blah blah blah. Audio promise, tries to play the audio and returns promise, just returns, yeah, a promise. There we go. That's it for now. Great. So that's an audio track service, which... Is that noise outside or is that noise? Is that my daughter? This is great. People outside making stupid noises. Anyhow. Awesome. The thing I'm going to do next, which I'm not going to do now, is as I scroll down the page, I want this one to be tied into the same audio track. It will use the same audio track object, and it will use the proximity code service, which is why I've got scroll as the first option, because I want scroll to be in there. So I actually created an audio proximity script which has almost the same stuff. It's got all the, this was the first thing I made, so all of this audio working isn't needed now because that's in audio track. So that could all go. In fact, actually I could try that now. What did I do in here to create the track? So we've got audio proximity. Where am I creating the... So I'll just use the audio track part. Let's get this in here. So audio proximity. Actually, I'll do a bit of it now then. So dependencies, we don't need the pop-up because the pop-up is part of... See, I'm using pop-up here. I don't need it anymore. yeah, pop-up can go. See you later. Audio track and service proximity, they're the only two I need, so let's put those there. Let's get rid of pop-up. Let's remove this and put the dependency in here. And then let's look for pop-up here. We don't need to check audio is working because let's have a look in the constructor. Here's the constructor. Here it is. This audio track, dependency audio track creator, and then I don't need to send this now. It is music, and I just send it. So yeah, so that's gone. See you later. See you later. I don't care about the volume anymore. Let's get rid of this. So I'm now deleting code, which is great. What else did I do? So with audio track, let's look up audio track. That's all done in the proximity service. Yeah, proximity service. So the audio track there, set volume. The audio track takes care of the audio bit now, so I don't need to check the audio is working. So let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of this entire function. Set the position, so here it is. And here is the set volume, this set volume. There we go. This again is the function for finding every instance of an audio proximity, but as we can see, I have literally just deleted code, and now this should work. Doesn't work. Let's find out what it was. Come on, let's see a lovely error. Unquote error. HTML elements provided double value. What does that mean? Okay, so we don't need that. Just the audio track. Just the audio track. Dependency audio track, yeah. Create audio list. Audio list. This.data. So I feel like this audio list should be somewhere else, definitely. For now, it could be in the audio track. Yeah, this should be in the audio track service for now as well. Music. So that should be fine. Console.log. Just audio track volume. Oh, audio. Oh, hang on. Just volume. I'm being daft. Is that right? Volume, yep. That's cool, that is. And then I can set a distance on that as well, a proximity distance. So I could say to it that I want it 2000 pixels. So so it takes longer to fade away. Comes into the screen a bit sooner and then goes away. How cool is that? Or I could set it to like 500. Let's see what happens there. See? Much sooner, so that's pretty cool. And that's all just done in there. But I am very quickly. I didn't think I was going to do that. But what I'll do now is as well. I will put very quickly in here the list, because there's just no point in having this audio list. I'll just center it this data audio. Actually, I'll do that. I'll just quickly copy that audio file. Let's do audio list. It's the audio file. There we go. And then we'll center it this .audio. There we go. And then with the proximity script, I will remove this and do the same here. Just send that through. There we go. Should all work. No. What? Audio working is not even needed in this now, so that's good. Proximity. Which one is it? It's this one that's not working. So that's this file, which is going to be deleted at some point, and that will work with this proximity instead. Because all of this code to do with scroll is going to go into the proximity service. So this will become extremely small as well. Actually, this won't even be needed, which is fantastic. So let's just work out what's going on, and then I need to watch a few character animator tutorials. Actually, I'll probably do those in bed. Sorry, what am I doing? My brain was just off on a tangent then. Service step 404 not found, undefined. Okay. Let us find out what this ends up looking like. Audio music undefined, excellent. That's the problem then. So audio file. Is this used anywhere else? No, it isn't. let's just try audio file by itself. Undefined still. The radio, what the hell's going on? Audio housing, so that should work. Audio. This item, this dot item, dot data, audio proximity. Yeah, audio proximity, audio. The audio there's Lyra, this dot data. It's not liking this. This audio track equals. Maybe I can't use this in the constructor for some reason. I've got init. Did I run init? Did I really run init? Run it in here, okay. I shouldn't have to run in it. I should just run it here. And then I should also do just to see what's going on. I'm interested to see if that works. Audio track create this dot data audio. Hello. Hello housing. Audio music undefined. Okay, so it's got nothing to do with that then. So I don't need to do that. Don't need that. Whatever. It's still saying undefined. So let's go into audio track. So it says house in there. Audio list. Ah, audio list is set. Oh, you swine. Yeah, okay. Audio track list. Hold on a minute. No, let's do this. Okay, yes, that makes sense now. I'll call this track list. And then this can stay as audio list. Whereas this should be audio track. Or I could call this song list. Yeah, let's do that, song list. Man alive. There's 11 instances of audio list. I will call this audio track list. back. Not hearing anything. Oh, hello. Oh, it's because it's scroll, not mouse. The other thing is I'm not doing it to the centre of the item, so I need to figure that out as well. It's cool. Wow, that works as well now. So this is now smaller, audio proximity. This is just so much closer to just being... This set position check event needs to go into the proximity script for scroll, and then that's it. Okay, right, I'm gonna go. I'm done. I'm actually done. Though I will quickly say that yes, I'm using audio right now, but I could quite easily do like animation stuff. I could make buttons get bigger as you get nearer to them, or whatever. I could make any items like planets or whatever, all just get bigger and trigger stuff to start animating. I could do all sorts of stuff. This has now opened up a whole load of features. Does this just work? Oh, this is beautiful. Beautiful. So now, because of that, I can start doing buttons. And there's no buttons in here right now, but I'll actually start having some buttons where they'll just look cool when I hover over them, but some of them might do stuff as I get near to them, which is excellent. But yeah, I will be moving this set position check event into the proximity service, which is 66 lines. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. And again, the zone callback, but you can run exactly the same stuff, which means I'll be pulling this out of here and create a function which I'll do that now. Actually, let's do that now. My proximity radius. Yes, let's pull that out and let's call the there. So we got call, no, whatever. What do I call this? This. So there we go. Proximity data. So I'll be sending proximity data through. Cool. So what do I call this? Callback hell. Callback options, and then we'll send proximity data to it, and I will do exactly the same thing with the other. So let me do this. Let's call my dot proximity options, proximity data. So there we go. So now I've got set events. This one calls. Am I using event at all? Yes, event.client. So this one is for the mouse move, and it does the callback options and sends the proximity data that it collects. And when I do the scroll, that will also be maybe I'll do set. I'll actually do a check here. If type is, so hang on, let's do this very quickly. This dot take data. So I'm going to call this one set mouse event. Here we go, set mouse event. So we'll do if this dot data dot type equals mouse. Set mouse event, otherwise don't do anything. Oh my god, am I gonna... I literally could just put this in here, couldn't I? Go on then, let's get the scroll in as well. Set scroll event. Set scroll event. Let me plonk this in here. So that's the set scroll event, and in this instance I will be doing the same thing here, which is calling proximity data. What do I do in this proximity data? I create this. And actually I could just do this instead, and that's the same thing I could do in here. I could just do this. Let's get rid of that. And in here, what we're doing, we are sending the volume. The audio proximity, there it is. Okay, good, so I'll leave that there for now. Let's take this out. This is within here. Scroll event, I don't need to do this because I'm not really getting using that at all, so I can actually do this. Callback options. There's no hypotenuse. There is an active state though, there is an active thing. What am I doing up here? Okay, so as long as the hypotenuse is less than the data length, which is the same thing that applies here, which is distance position. There is no hypotenuse. Value equals blah, 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 blah. Which is actually the volume. I shouldn't be calling it proximity radius state now, should I? I should be calling it proximity status. Or is there already a proximity status? No. Proximity inner state. Damn this. Okay. So the scroll position top, document scroll top plus inner height divided by 2. So that's the scroll position. That's the center. So yeah, it's the scroll top, which if I output that console.log, well, I could do it on here actually. Let's just do console.log scroll top. So let's have a look. So this will just work still, because whatever I've done doesn't have any impact at all. So here we go. So the scroll top is 0. And as I scroll down, now I'm looking at the center position being here. So the window inner height divided by 2. So I'm actually looking at about here. So scroll position becomes halfway here. So there we go. So we scroll down. And let's get close to this. I feel like I should do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to keep because once I've done this I can just delete this audio proximity. And then I can call this audio proximity. I don't even know if the center's big, if it's the center or if it's the top. So we've got the volume, distance position, scroll position. If this .data.distance, what is this .data.distance? Okay, so if it has a distance, else okay, I don't understand that. What did I write that for? So if this .data.distance distance. Where is the bloody radio? There it is. Distance is 500. What did I do on the proximity ones? Radius. Okay. So we've got distance on this one. Maybe I should change radius to distance on this as well. We'll think about that. Okay, so we've got distance, undefined, and that becomes $500. So we'll set that to 1,000. So if distance is this one, is this one. Let me just turn the volume off on this again. I'm tired now. Right, so if this .data.distance, so if it's not undefined, then do this. If it is undefined, then do this. sense at all, this section, to me. I just feel like if data.distance isn't set, then it should just, this is void. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, so let's look at this. Actually, that's sort of irritating music. Okay, right, so forgetting that for now, this.data.distance, let's look at the calculations for this, this is mainly what's working all the time. So we've got distance. Somebody, as the average view duration of this channel has been 28 seconds. Excellent. Distance position equals math.max. So choose the maximum number between this little maths thing and 0. So basically the distance position can only ever be the biggest number or 0. Oh, hang on a minute, we've got an absolute here as well. Yep, so that's absolute. So this dot distance, I do feel like we need the elements height, and that needs to be factored in so that we're actually in the center of the object. Math.abs. Item position. Item position is this dot get item offset top minus offset top plus this dot item dot get dot height. So I'm using divided by 2. There you go, that gets the center. Get center of items position. And that doesn't need checking multiple times. So there we go, so that's good. So that is the center of the position. Yeah, that feels like it's working pretty good to me. Okay, so we've got the center of the items position. Sorry, I'm thinking of other stuff at the moment that I've got to do tomorrow for work. Okay, good. So we have got the center of the item. So that could be added directly into the proximity. So that's that. How are we getting this dot? Oh, this dot item is there. So this dot item would actually be this dot element. So this dot element, this dot element. Excellent. Let's get back to the audio proximity. And now we're looking at the scroll position is the scroll top plus the window dot inner height divided by 2, which means that it's looking at the scroll position of here all the time here, and it's looking at that position compared to the center of the image. So the volume is there. Yeah, I'm just not sure about this. This is just so weird. Distance position equals math.max this dot data dot distance. So that is 2000 or whatever I put. Because the distance should be the top and the bottom, I think. Yeah, it should be the top and the bottom. Let me just double check. Proximity, the radio. 1000. Okay, so let's have a look. Let me reload this. So the centre is about here, which is about 5,882. So it should be pretty quiet at 4,882. There you go. And then 6,882. Yeah. So it is just 1,000 up and down. So let's get back in here again. So that's good. So the distance is basically 1,000, or it's looking at it 1,000 minus math.absolute, the item position minus the scroll position. So the item position, okay, that's the center of the item minus the scroll position, and math.absolute or ABS turns a negative number into a positive number. So you'll always have a positive number, which is why it's just so easy to do it at top and bottom. I don't have to write any other rubbish. Math.abs takes care of that for me. And the maximum number, so if this ever goes into minus, the 0 takes care of that in math.max, and it'll always equal 0. So let me just work out this again. So this will become a figure, that'll be a figure, the distance position, and then that distance position could equal I need to know what distance position equals. I need to see it. There you go, look. So let's accept. So I'm at the top, so it's 0. But as I get closer, it's not at 1,000. Oh. There you go, look, it's right near 1,000. Now it's going down again. See, 1,000's right here, so that's great. How did I work that out? I did this. I wrote this all from scratch. Anyhow, so we got that, and then a volume equals that. Else, I just don't understand. Yeah. This item position. So we're not using data distance instead. We're using item position. Notification from the messages. Nearly done. Okay, so this does set traffic. So right, okay, so let me go into my not audio track, because we're using audio track, aren't we, in this? That's right. Now what I need to do is I need to use proximity. So we've got the scroll event here. We have this business. This dot data distance, that's not gonna work. It's more what am I sending to it from this one? Length is the radius. Okay, so length. So when I do the set proximity service, So you've got radius here. This is the component. See, this has got max of 1. Why am I setting a max of 1? The radius is 100, that's the figure. So I am doing something extra here. I'm setting a max of 1, but do I need to set that max of 1? Because I don't have to do it on the other thing. Okay, I might have to leave this for now because I've got to figure out why. Well, actually, what I'll do is I'll add the proximity service in here. So I'll add the proximity service. It's all the same stuff. Don't need to worry about that. Console.log. I don't need to worry about that. Don't need to add that. Just set the volume. Which is this .audio track. Set volume. It's exactly the same thing. I've got this data max shit. That's the thing that's doing my nutting. Why did I do that? Zone callback. Deactivate. Set volume. I mean, I can just set a 0 here. Type. Scroll. What's the value? Value's 1. In this instance, though, the value is... Oh no, it is. It's the audio again, isn't it? Yes, because this is audio as well, so the value is 1. That's the distance between. So value is actually max, data max. This dot 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 data distance. Distance is length. distance, distance, distance. Scroll value 1, blah blah blah. There we go. Active callback. Shouldn't be active, it should be activate. So I don't have anything for activate, which is good. I'm going to turn this off. I'm actually going to do this. Let's see what happens. I'm not calling it here. Oh no, I am. Ah, that's it. Else if scroll event, scroll this.data.distance. There is no distance. There is only length. I'm going to comment that out for now. Yep. This dot element, this dot item. My is defined. Set scroll event. Oh. So if I set this to 0.5, so 50% volume, you ready? Okay, so this can go. See ya. There's only a few things left I've got to do. There really is. To just delete this completely. And then I can call this audio proximity. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Or do I just keep it clean? I don't know. So that's great. This proximity just does its own thing, and it scrolls and it knows where an object is, and it just tells you how close you are to it and sets the value based on the position. So that's all this does. But I do need this. Callback options. I'm not setting a proximity radius state. Or am I? I don't know. Let's have a look. Let's just test something out in here. Let's try this. Console.log. Let's see if this actually is doing anything. Let's see if this just works just by default. So if we're in the zone or deactivate, let's have a look. Okay, we are not in the zone callback. That's a fact. So that needs fixing. Yeah, it's not in there. It needs to activate once it reaches. So this area needs to be looked at. Where is it? How am I setting it? Okay, so if we're within it, I'm not sending active. Oh. This is it. don't like this at all. There we go. It's now got the active zone callback and the zone callback will also then deactivate callback as well. Doesn't work with minus figures, so if you want to do a value that's minus, I guess this isn't going to work. I'll have to do some refactoring, but that's fine for now. Anyhow, that works there with that, so the only thing I've got to do now, which I'm not going to do now, I'm going to go to bed, is make it so that this script isn't used. It actually does it with this. What is this data.max? That is the value, isn't it, that I send, which is the radius. Let me do radius or length. So let me set this to be let's set that to length. No, radius is distance. Radius is distance and value is max, which should also be here. Data.max. Whoops. I know what to do. Max. Damn it, I'm doing this as well. Hold on, it's not that, it's proximity. Proximity, radius is now, what is radius? Radius is now distance. And they've all got a max of whatever, but we'll set the max of this one to be 0.5. Okay. So I've broken this all. Audio working. Not used anywhere. Get rid of you. Proximity list. So we've got distance max. This.data.max. Proximity audio has distance 250, distance 100 max. Distance. Radius. Why is this not working now? Type mouse. The radio. So right now both are using the proximity service and the audio track service. So all I've got to do now is wrap I feel like I should be able to just wrap yeah, let's try it out. So I'm going to wrap. Where is my okay, so let's go to the proximity. And let's wrap my radio with a proximity instead. Type mouse. So I have to put in the type on here as well. So type, let's say scroll by default, and this is audio. So 1 is the max for audio. So we've got scroll by default, which means this should just work, and the proximity page needs type mouse. Type mouse. That works at the moment because I've got mouse down here, but we're going to now take this.data.type and put it down here. It still works. That's what I'm talking about. And now, so that works. And now let's go to this one, the radio. And the radio now uses audio proximity. And it's set to 100 distance. It works. Let's set it to 500. Oh, it even adds this. Okay, the only thing I've got to do now is to set a full width block. Just a full width one. Yeah, so if I scroll the full width. Done. Hey. Hey, mate. I've been coding all this time. I've been coding. Well, I can talk to you, can't I? I don't have to type. I've been coding for bloody ages. Basically, what I'm trying to do, and I'm going to go to bed in a minute because it's bloody 1:20. What I've been doing is creating a proximity script, so I can move my mouse close to things and set volumes, set things happening. I can have two things going at the same time, whatever. It just, once this is sorted, I am now going to be able to do some amazing stuff. But I've also got it working on the scroll as well. That's the thing I've just been joining that up with. Oh, that's fantastic. That is brilliant. So I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to delete this audio proximity script because it is not needed anymore. See you later. Delete. Go to my scripts, audio proximity, see you later. And I shall call this audio proximity. That's a service. And I'll call it, I can't believe I did it all in one night. That's ridiculous. Audio proximity. And the file, rename. Audio proximity. And what else? I see, I need to go in here. So we're looking for audio proximity. That's the name. Find name. Let's have a look. There you are. Audio proximity. And then finally, audio proximity. So we've got an audio proximity wrapper basically. Audio proximity. Audio proximity. See, now it's things like this. It's things like this that I'm going to be applying to the Garbage Pail Kids checklist website. I've messed them up. Why are they all centered on that? Proximity radius. position. Styles, component proximity. Let's rename that. Style, component, audio proximity, rename, audio proximity, audio proximity, audio proximity. There we go. Now we're back. I'm going to go to bed. It's just so great. It's good little toys. Proximity radius, set proximity service. It is so cool that the audio proximity does sod all now. Like all the main sort of code is elsewhere. It's abstracted out. It's bloody fantastic. What I need to do now is just very quickly make this full width. So how do we do that? We do if type audio type scroll. Proximity radius, generate proximity width. Proximity. this should still work. No, I've completely fucked it. Proximity. What have I done? Services, audio proximity. Type equals scroll. Type is mouse. Three mice. View width, there you go. so I don't have the marker displayed. But on here, I do not. Oh man alive. One of them's showing. Show marker true, show marker true, show marker true. How's this not working? Full scroll, true mouse. Full scroll. What? Oh. Ah. Yep. There you go. Do not now is I'll make this pop-up now a little bit nicer. I will actually set the marker on that very quickly. The radio needs to have show marker true. The radio. There we go. It's just, there it is. later. See you later. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the 2 minutes and 7 seconds of watch time. I've achieved, so that's good, and I'm going to carry on doing this sort of stuff. But maybe I should do this on a developer channel. I don't know. But you know, I'm doing this on here because I want you to see the stuff I do. Because eventually I'm going to start building a GPK website live as well. I'm just going to be doing stuff. So, and you'll see it all happening. You'll be like, oh, that website, I remember that being built. Anyhow, I'm gonna say see you later. I'm gone. I'm gonna go to bed.